Okay, just a second of the videos we're going to do. This one's going to be just about music plans for this year. So obviously we're a bit of a difficult position with a lot of the world in lockdown, but you know, luckily a lot of the stuff I'm involved with is in a digital format, so that should work okay. So I've got my label Soundscapes Digital, so we've got looking for 12 releases on that this year, a mixture of some compilations and then fresh stuff from artists. I'm looking to also start up again the Peak Atmospheric series that I started. I did one mix a couple of years ago, and it was an ambient sort of electronica mix, really nice mix, you know, full of artists that have sort of made the backbone of Soundscapes Digital. So this next mix, which I'm looking to record, is going to be more sort of 4/4 atmospheric progressive stuff again, and some of the artists that I've been really into the last sort of year or so. So hopefully that's going to go well. We've got a release promo at the moment from Ramsey Al-Hadari, who is Hadi Burpie's cousin, so that's getting some really good support at the moment. We're using a new Proton sound system promo pool, which is working well for us. And then Hadi himself is going to hopefully have a release lined up for March. Kenzie Camaro, we're going to put out an EP of some of his best tracks from his recent album on Another Life Music, so that should be exciting. The last sort of hookup we did with Kenzie did really well. It was probably our best seller. I think the Moving Mountains track did really well, got in lots of charts on Beatport, etc. last year. So that's looking promising. We've got all the stuff lined up. Production wise, lots of stuff in the pipeline. I think about 12 to 15 things lined up for this year already, including a couple of the Peak Atmospheric mixes. Yeah, just waiting on. There's about 7 tracks which have been completed, and then we're waiting on remixes, and then there's 5 other sort of in the pipeline. I've done the parts, and we're just working on originals. So just as well in the background, this is in the background of the last video as well, is the track I did called Lockdown with Hadi Burpie. It's released on Soundscapes Digital recently, about a month or so ago. It's basically, I recorded some sounds of rivers and the kids playing down in the glen near where I live during the last lockdown. And then with Hadi we put it into a track, and it's a really nice sort of chill out track, and I really like how it's turned out. So this is the track Hadi Burpie and Chris Sterio, Lockdown. It's off Hadi's Lockdown EP, released on Soundscapes Digital. So yeah, we've got lots of other stuff come out. A new track with Steve McGraw, a new track with Sean McClellan, several new tracks with Eric J. Down Grooves, some remixes of Out of the Dark, Daniela Rhodes, Matt Black on Crafted Underground, a track with Alberto Sainz, a guy who I got in touch with during the first lockdown. He's in northern Italy, and we've put one track together and working on another, so that's going to come out. Actually, no, we did 2 tracks and then another one working on. So the first couple of tracks on the way back and on the way up, coming out on 3rd Avenue, so that should be a good release. And then just lots of other stuff in the pipeline. A new one with Ivan James, a couple of the follow-ups, and things like that. So it's looking promising. So it's going to be difficult there. I've been lucky enough in 2020 to play about 10 gigs out, which, considering a lot of other people around the world didn't get to play at all out, I was lucky. I played a few times to the Deep South Festival on Port Erin Beach. That was really nice. Something for Jacta, sort of local charity over here. And then a couple of other events, a nice one on Forage and Vinters at Port Erin. Port Erin was really a great place in the summer. You know, we're out of lockdown on the Isle of Man, and Port Erin Beach is lovely, and we were really lucky to be able to play there. So looking for a few events, but it just depends how long this lockdown goes on the Isle of Man. We might be out of it by the end of February. It was initially supposed to be 3 weeks, but it might be long. It might be longer. I think it might be longer. So yeah, and so just keeping up to date with all the stuff on YouTube, the Chris Sterio Music website there as well. Yeah, chrisstereo.com, and then there's Chris Sterio Music Facebook page as well, and then stuff on Soundscapes Digital SoundCloud, and then obviously all the stuff goes through Beatport and Spotify, iTunes. Yeah, so just lots of stuff going on. the labels we're looking to work with this year, Another Life's Music, we've had one track already going to go out with them, Sterio Sounds, and then there's a few other bits and bobs, Pangea, Crafted Music, and then we'll just see what happens. Radio wise, new stuff for Proton Radio, then Sterio Sounds, and stuff to time releases basically. Mystic, Carousel, Francis Diaz, doing a few mixes for him. So just lots of stuff planned and in the pipeline, radio wise, production wise, release wise. So it should be a good year in that regard, and we'll just see, and then hopefully we're out of lockdown over here and then we can play a few gigs as well. You know, mainly sort of over here playing classic tracks, you know, remixes of classic tracks, and with some of our own stuff as well. So there we go, that's what I've got lined up for 2021. We see how it, you know, it didn't turn out, last year didn't turn out how we thought it would, although a lot of the stuff we managed to keep the same. But I must admit, last year we did put on some really good stuff that I was really happy with, especially with the vocal wise, and really lucky to work with some great guys there, so that was good. Right then, so thanks very much for listening to this, and I might post another video soon. Thanks.